Welcome to the Shelley Studio, Exploring Art. Today I am working on Art Journal page number 7. The prompt is Dream. I saw this quote, "Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you've imagined." I really liked it, so I just wrote it down in my art journal. And coming back to it, I decided I'd darken it up with a Sharpie so that whatever I do to this page, you'd be able to see it. It kind of gets obscured, but well, you'll see what happens. It gets a little crazy. This is not my favorite page, but you might as well see what crazy thing I end up making. Anyway. So after I get that on there and it's dry, I go through and erase a bunch of the pencil marks from writing it previously. And I have this really busy stencil. I think they're supposed to be flowers. And I put the matte medium gel on there. Thought I was going to try a resist. I saw somebody do this, but I think they used a glossy medium where I'm using a matte medium. So it doesn't really work. Anyway, I put that on and I notice how dirty that stencil is. It has paint all over it. I have soaked it, I've washed it, but it has all these little teeny pieces that get caught, so it's really hard to scrub. So, needless to say, it left lots of paint in the matte medium that I was using, but this thing gets so busy, you'll never notice in the end. So I'm using Adirondack inks. The color palette package was marine, and I'm just adding them in different places. I have wet the page, but they're not flowing as well. They're just soaking straight into the paper. If I hadn't had that quote on there, probably gessoing it would have been a good idea. So I just keep adding and adding until it's like completely covered in these bright colors. Gotta get a little more of that green in there. Anyway, so now I decide I need to tone it down. So I'm using a card and just some white gesso to kind of tone all of that down. And as you see now, you can't see that quote hardly at all. And I just keep going. I want to get a lot of white around the edges, I think. Doing the reverse of my normal. Normally I darken the edges. This one, we went for the white on the edges. And now I'm trying to make those look like flowers, so I'm adding a little white into the centers of them. And I keep going, and I keep not liking, but we just keep going. We're just gonna work it until it turns into something we want. Alright, so once that's dry, I decide I still need some white around the edges, so I go around the edges and add more white. And now I was thinking maybe drawing around the edges, but then I decided I would just stencil the colors back in. Like I said, this thing is crazy, and I just keep going till I get something I kind of like, I guess. It's not too bad in the end, I guess. It's very busy. So I start drawing around some of the flowers, trying to make them stand out a little bit more. I don't really care for how they turned out, but I left them anyway. I'm just trying to make them look like flowers, I guess. try to bring the quote back in, since that was the whole point of this, was that quote. I'm just writing it over again. And the surface of this page is like really bumpy because of that gel medium. I don't think it stands out enough, so now I go around it with some white just to get that black to stand out some more. I edit this a little bit so it doesn't take forever, just so you get an idea. Now I'm going back in with more white. I really want those edges white. Just want to soften this up. Go around those a little bit more. Just have those letters stand out. And that's it. A really quick one. And I'd like to thank you for watching. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe to my channel, and if you liked it, hit like. If you have any comments or suggestions, I'd like to hear about it. Thanks.